Round of applause. Okay, so where are the earrings that I left by the bathroom sink? Okay. Next website, okay? So we're done with grammarbytes.com. We're going to move on to usingenglish.com. So as you can see, this is not a very beautiful website. Grammar Bytes was a much more clearly written and beautiful website, but this website has much more in it. Usingenglish.com is probably the biggest ESL resource out there. There's everything on here. I'm specifically going to show you the grammar section today, but there's a lot of other stuff on here too. Again, not very beautiful. It's like a database kind of website. You can add your own stuff. Some of the articles aren't necessarily very good. You can weave through it yourself. But specifically, this website is very good for idioms, I think, and some other things that I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so here I've gone to the idiomatic expressions area. Here are only 5 sites. There's probably about 70 sites for just idiomatic expressions. So there's a lot of stuff in this website. I like this website because of how everything is grouped by category. Some of the groups overlap, but this is a really good website, again, to use. I use it all the time. And you have etymology and history, English language books, dictionaries, phrasal verbs, slang, and colloquialisms. There's a lot of other sections of this website. Here we have my favorite grammar website, Grammar Girl. Quick and dirty tips for better writing. Who doesn't like something quick and dirty? Okay, so Grammar Girl is for very advanced students, or maybe native level speakers, or returnees. If a student asks you, who versus whom, how do I answer this question? If you don't know the answer, you go to Grammar Girl. She gives you a podcast you can listen to with examples. We're going to actually listen to it now. You can also read everything on the website directly, okay? Who versus whom I learned in high school. I didn't really forget it, but I think most of us probably would. Let's listen to what Grammar Girl has to say.
Grammar Girl's Quick and Dirty Tips for Better Writing is now a New York Times bestseller. Get your copy of the print book today. Grammar Girl here. Today's topic is who versus whom. I've received 3 requests from listeners to cover this topic. Here's Noreen.
I'm just wondering if possibly on one of your episodes you could go through the use of who versus whom. I think that's a common misunderstanding of many people who write.
And an unnamed caller.
Who and whom. That's always a tough one.
And then Jim also asked in an email. So here we go. The words who and whom are both pronouns. I'll have a quick and dirty trick for you later, but first I want you to actually understand the right way to use these words. First, to know whether to use who or whom, we need to talk about the difference between subjects and objects, because you use who when you're referring to the subject of a clause, and whom when you're referring to the object of a clause. I know, subject and object sound pretty abstract, but it's easy. If we think about people, the subject of the sentence is the person doing something, and the object of the sentence is having something done to them.
I'm going to stop here because I want you to actually go to the website. It's a really long podcast, actually. It goes on for like 5 more minutes. And another reason is we don't have time. Yes?
I have a question. Grammar Girl, how do you get to that website?
Oh, it's in your handout. All the websites are there.
That's okay. No problem.
If you just type Grammar Girl, though, you'll find it. She actually looks like the cartoon, which is funny. If you see her picture, she wears her hair up with a pencil through it. I think it's just a press photo of it. That was funny. Okay, so sorry, I'm going to erase the subject and object.
Thank you.
The following websites are a little bit more fun, especially if you have kids classes. I'm aiming this class more towards adult students because I think we have a plethora of information for kids and very little information for adults. But here, if you have a lot of adult students, pay attention because we're going to play some adult games. Not in that way. Very family-oriented adult games. Okay? The following websites will do 2 things. 1 is alleviate boredom, and 2 is foster healthy competition, hence the we are number 1 sign. I want your class to be the object of desire of every other class in the building and in the school every day of the week. You want your class to be number 1, you want the other kids to be jealous. Okay? That's the goal. That's my goal always. Okay, so let's get started. This looks really boring, but we're going to actually play a really fun game from the Internet Tessel Journal. On this website, you'll find these different topics. Today I'm going to look at questions and games. First we're going to look at questions. This is a website with a list of conversation questions you can ask your adult students in their free conversation classes. There's probably about 80 topics, and each topic has about 200 questions in it. So you can never run out of questions. If you want to teach a class only using this website, you could probably teach it for 10 years. I mean, it keeps going and going and going. And the questions get really complex. There's some easy ones, like what's your favorite color? But there's also very difficult ones. Like if I gave you $200 right now to spend only in this store, what would you do with it? Something like that. So we're going to go on to this is the question section. As you can see, we're going from A to C here. So C to Z probably would go down to the first floor. And same thing over here. We're only at H, okay? H, well actually, I guess C to H and then H, M to Z. So a lot of, these are just a different topic. Baseball, art, arguing, annoying things, animals and pets, Christmas, Halloween, etc. Okay? This is a really fun website to get topics from. I specifically like the Would You Rather section. That gets people all riled up. There's some good questions, some questions you probably can't say at ALS, but it's fun anyway. Okay, but specifically today I want to look at the games, and we're going to play a game in a couple seconds. So, here are games in order of submission. Again, a lot. A to B. Okay, it goes down to Z. There's probably a good 200 games on this website with very good instructions for the most part. Some of them have been submitted by readers, so they're not so good, but you can look at them yourself. The game we're going to play today is called Tooting Your Own Horn. Now, this is for intermediate students. You can play with advanced students as a warm-up. The target is to practice the present perfect tense. You could change the target to anything you want to make it easier or harder. And the preparation takes about maybe 20 minutes for the first time you play, and you can use the same prep for any other class. So you're going to need to write 25 brags on pieces of paper using the present perfect tense. For example, I've had lunch with Al Gore. Okay, I've eaten lunch with Al Gore. Maybe eaten is better than had, because then I have had gets complicated. I've eaten lunch with Al Gore. The next person, so we have student 1, draws a piece of paper and says, I've had lunch with Al Gore. Student 2 has to outdo the brag, and so on. For example, I had lunch with Al Gore. So what? I've had lunch with Bill Clinton. So what? I've had lunch with Bill Clinton and Al Gore. So what? I've eaten them for lunch. And the last student is just going to go, wow. You can't keep going, you just say, wow. So we're going to play this game. I need 5 volunteers. This time I'll let you actually, well, I think I'm going to choose.